Before we get started, we just wanted to thank everyone for tuning in this past season. This pilot project was truly a labor of love, and it's been amazing to share so many different experiences with you and hopefully prepare you for or support you during your medical school journey. This is the last episode of our pilot season, but we'll be back for season 2 in July with brand new student hosts and content covering boards prep, choosing a specialty, managing student burnout, and much more. Thank you so much to the Missouri Association of Osteopathic Physicians and Surgeons, or MAOPS, and their Young Physicians Network, YPN, for giving this podcast a home. Now, without further ado, here's Blue, a San Diego transplant navigating med school in Missouri, who's got some insight on how to spend your summer.
All right, and 3, 2, 1.
Paging Student Doctor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YPN Guide to Doing Med School. My name is Nguyen, but you can call me Blue. I'm currently a second year, heading to third year at Kansas City University in Joplin, Missouri. And I'm very honored to be able to be your host today to talk about the summer plan that you're going to have. So before I start with everything, I just want to quick preface that summers are a very exciting time, but it will be very vary from who you are as a person, from what you want to do in your future career as a physician. And I think there's no wrong way to approach the summer, but this is all just my personal experience as someone who wants to go into less competitive field in family medicine, internal medicine, not really very research heavy focus career field or specialty. So with that being said, I hope you can sit back, relax, and enjoy and just hang out with me for a little bit. And let's get started. So from what I think is there are 3 different ways that you can spend in your summers. The first thing is some guidance on how to approach research, fellowship research in the summer. I think that this is suitable for audience who want to go into more competitive field, which is the one that require a lot more research heavy, or if you just want exposure to some field that very like niche and specialized, then this is the way for you to do it. Personally, I didn't do it, but I've had friends who was able to nail some research project in the summers as well as some fellowship programs. So talking about research and fellowship programs, I know our podcast also have some episode in the past that talk about how to get into research or how to find mentors. And I highly encourage you to do that as well, just to look back and listen back to ways to do that. But just some like pointers and tips on how to find research is that you gotta get that early, because there's a lot of things that you might not think about. It could be a challenge, even if you want to do or find a perfect match. There are some requirements that you need to pass to be able to apply to do research, specifically acquiring letter of recommendations from your professors that you barely have time to know for, but you should be able to achieve them, hopefully in a brief manner. And so just apply early before the deadline is usually just the mentality, I think, is find out what kind of field you're interested in, what kind of research people have been doing, and even talk to your professors about opportunities and apply by latest maybe in January. And also if you're going into different state to do research, that you also have to think about your vehicles, your current apartment, your house, how it's going to look like. Are you going to be able to take out more loans or adjust the findings for it? I know some research also have stipend. So when you're thinking about moving for a fellowship program that usually lasts about 1 or 2 months, And yeah, just approach it smartly. Like I said, there's some help with the other episode that you can look into, and hopefully you gain more insight. Okay, so moving on to the second part of our discussions is that I think summer is literally a really perfect time for you to get some shadowing in, as now not a pre-med anymore. Now you are current med students. I think physicians are a lot more open to let medical students who shadow them. I think you gain a lot more perspective and insight into what the physicians do. And I think that's really fun for you to do some shadowing if you can get the opportunities to do. So my approach is that I was able to connect with my past mentors to help me. This is a perfect time to be able to reach out to them, shadow them. Maybe the way that I also think about shadowing is that you probably want to stick around for at least 1 or 2 sessions, maybe half a day or full day if you can, but it kind of like varies. In my personal experience, I did want to go into family medicine, but I was able to shadow family physicians with a sports med fellowship. And Dr. Alexandra Myers she's a DO in San Diego. And it's very cool to be able to meet her during my pre-med school, during my pre-SOMA days. Now she's been through pre-med with me and now med school with me, and she's just been a huge supporter. So huge shout outs to her. Not only does she do family medicine, she also apply a lot of her OMMs into her practice, as half of her patients are just regular visit, like your regular physical exam, your annual exam checkup, but also the other half is she dedicate her time to do OMM, like sessions with the patients, roughly maybe like 20-25 minutes, I think. But I was able to see how she incorporate OMM, which is another aspect that I'm really interested in. Oh, pretty fun fact too, that Dr. Myers, she went to the Olympics with the teams, gymnastic and rugby, but she was be able to go to the Olympics in 2016 and 2020. She's like the coolest physicians that I get to know, and I love her. But I'm going to see how she's organized her visit, how she's go through the things that we study, our physical skill, our OMM skill, all in front of me. That was, I think, the best experience I get to have when I was shadowing, because that's just what I want to do with my future and what I envision to do, you know? And then another physicians that I was able to shadow is Dr. Suniti. She's a more specialist. She's more specialized in lifestyle medicine, specifically during like weight loss. And I think that's such a really cool experience too. That's focusing a lot more on talking to patient, getting the history, able to come up with a diet plan or exercise or go deep dive into lifestyle choices. So that also hone a lot of your skills in motivational interviewing and a lot of public health. Just like similar to research, I'm just going to go into some other tips, how to approach it, or some hiccups, or some why you should do shadowing in the summers. Don't push too much. You also don't want to burn yourself out. Just, a good balance. It is a really good reminder of how far you've come, your reasoning of why you want to become a physician, and what you can look forward to. Because personally, I don't know about you, but first year burned me out so much. I was so tired. I've no idea what am I doing and why I keep going through it. So the summer was the best time for me to just, sit back and think about what I've learned so far and materialize it through the shadowing experience. I realized that my knowledge of my first year that I accumulate, it was such a joy to be able to apply that in a real clinic settings, as Dr. Meyer shown me what she does in her office, what her flow, right? And what she able to achieve through OMM. yeah, it was really fun for me to be able to see, like, oh, yeah, that's why she's doing it. That's why she's performing a ENT exam. That's how she do her cardiac, lungs, and musculoskeletal. It's just like a system that she built up over time that I think is just amazing to see how smooth she did versus like how we do in our like standardized patient. You know, we just kind of like going down the list, but now in real life, you have to do everything. So that's just really interesting to see how she approached it and her algorithm. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty dope. I really want to be in primary care in family med. So I got really good advice from Dr. Myers. Like, she told me that you need to do a really good history, to take your time to do your history. And I think the way that our standardized patient experience taught us is that we have to go through the rubrics and we want to be able to do everything that we need to do, but we're kind of scared. I don't know about you, but that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I'm very like gentle with my patients. I don't want to overly in their space, or I don't want to make them uncomfortable. But she did tell me that once you're in the room, you are in control. You do what you need to do. If you're short, like me, you take a stool and you stood up on the stool and you take a look into the ears. Make sure that they are comfortable, but at the same time, you need to see what you can do to take control. And have a rhythm, have an algorithm that you can go through with every patient. And from those experiences, I've seen some major progress in my second year as I just established what I can do with my patients, and I gain a lot more confidence. I think that's just so amazing to be able to grasp that and translate that into a really good experience for me. So that was just my experience with shadowing, and I highly encourage you to do that. Overall, 10 out of 10 experience. And I'm so grateful for all the doctors that had shaped me. But finally, I think the last one to think about is to not do anything. Because let's be real, summers between first and second year will probably be the last or second to last break that you will ever have as an adult. Because once you go into the hospital, once you go into the residency, time is a lot more sacred than now. You don't have a lot of them. It's just luxuries, you know? The summers, I really go into the mentality like, oh man, this is the last summer I'll ever have, because board exams time is gonna cut right into the summers. I really think this is the last summer. What can I do besides gaining some growth into my skills as a physician? But my main thing is just to enjoy it. It's doing a fellowship and shadowing is insightful, and this is a great boost to your medical career, but you gotta remind yourself of how far you've come, how much work you put in your first year, how your body is telling you to take a rest. So take a rest because you deserve the rest. Your body needs to take some time off. Your mind can shut off, you know? That is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. There are so many hurdles ahead that require your full focus. So, sit back, relax, find something that you love. Maybe if opportunities allows, take that travel trips that you've been thinking about. Take that break, take that hobbies that you want to do. If you cannot travel and you gotta stay behind, then that's okay. Just find something that you enjoy. Read the books, watch some movies, catch up on shows that you have not been able to, or find a new show because the times is yours. And play some video games. I think personally for me, I really like roller skating as well. So in my summer, I did go to some roller derby skating class and got to be able to like practice with the team. I think that was just so fun. did get some giant bruise because buying a new skate shoes and attending a speed skating class to get some foundation is not a good idea when you fell immediately on the ground during the warm-up. But hey, we pushed through. I think having some sort of physical activities as a hobby is fun. It keeps you healthy. It keeps your mind off things. And it's be a little bit more productive with your time as well. The only bad thing about that is San Diego traffic that takes me 45 minutes to go 10 miles. It's insane. But we lived through, you know? But it's fun. It's fun. It's really fun. I really enjoy. They are so welcoming to a newbie like me. And just skating around with them was such a highlight for my summers. And I just love being able to do that. Because I don't know when's the next time I will be able to take the summer off and just skate around and learn new skill, you know? Another thing that I want you to think of is if you are able to break away from your medical school environment, connect back with other people, because I just don't want you to think about medical school all the time. There's a lot of aspects of your life that just more important right now. Med school is a big part, but it's not everything. Being a physician is long and hard, so take your time. Take your time. Spend a little time with your family, reconnect with your family if you're close with them, or just your support system, because I know that I rely on my friends a lot during this time. So being able to see them is amazing because they've been through so much, so selfishly talk to me on my phone. So it's only fair that I was able to see them and hang out with them and just let them know that they are important to me, to my journey. Just take a step back, look around who have been your support system, who are the people that you call every time you feel like your exams went south or it's been a tough time, because med school is tough. It just keeps getting tougher every year from my personal experience. But I'm so freaking grateful to be able to see all my friends that I've missed. And they just meant so much to me. And plus, I got so lucky that I was able to call San Diego home, because going back there, going around, getting all the food that I've missed, and going into the beach was amazing. Things that I take for granted. That was just a good experience and good reminder of how far I've come. And I hope you are able to do the same. So, yeah, that's pretty much all the thing that I've want to say. Just to sum up, there are 3 ways that you can do with your summers. To do your research, take some time to do research, explore a new city with that research experience, connect with new people, connect with your future mentors if you can, do some shadowings if opportunities allows, and then to relax and enjoy the summers as best as you can, because I sure enjoy my summers and I'm so grateful that I take times off, enjoy the other aspect of my life. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you are going into your break, I hope you had the best time ever. You deserve so much rest. You deserve so much validation because you work so hard. I'm so proud of you. It's going to be a long journey ahead, but we got each other's. Thank you again for tuning in to the YPN Guide to Doing Med School. See you later. Have a good day. Bye.